Alright, we'll have to give people a minute to filter in, but this should be kind of a fun little evening. I'll, I wonder how much goodwill I've burned from people with streaming a bunch of episodes called Golf with Your Friends that end up, being completely dead black screens where absolutely nothing happens. Could be, it's probably not exactly the best way to run things, am I right? But I did promise to people on the Twitch side of things, at the very least, that I would eventually talk about what I've been up to. So, without any further ado, it looks like I'm live. So, I mean, it doesn't matter if people see this live or not so much, because this is being recorded with a very specific purpose, and then hopefully if people are interested in what I'm about to do, they can watch it on YouTube. But without any further ado, let's get this started. So, everyone, it's been like 2 days if you're watching me from the Twitch side of things, and like 2 months if you're watching me from the YouTube side of things. And I decided that it was time that A, I did something about that, and B, that I talked about what's exactly is going on with the YouTube channel, and then also by extension a little bit the Twitch channel as well. So you may be thinking to yourself like, Bird hasn't uploaded in 2 months, and he's coming out and he's talking with a vlog. That's terrible news, right? Well, this may be the one instance where I actually have really good news that I want to talk about on that front. But first I'm just going to talk a little bit in general, and then build up to the point of why exactly I'm recording this. So this is going to be something where I spill my guts just a little bit. It's not going to be too sappy or dramatic, but I am going to talk about my feelings and whatnot, so that's why I have a face cam or whatever. Anyway, so I started this channel a long time ago. It's been years, and it's something that I have neglected, and I've been in this long feedback loop where I get like anxiety problems when I think about the YouTube channel, when I record stuff for the YouTube channel, when I don't record stuff for the YouTube channel, when I upload things, when I don't upload things. Like there's very little about the process that has made me feel good about it so much. And this isn't the fault of anybody who watches or believes in me, because, you know, I don't know how many people are going to be watching this on the YouTube side of things, but all my fans, I hold you extremely, extremely dear, and I have over 3,000 subs at this point, last I checked, or maybe YouTube just rounds up or something like that, I don't know. But the point is, like, I don't sometimes I don't feel like I've earned that, you know, but I do greatly appreciate the time that people take to watch what I hope ends up being a very interesting and special part of your day, as it is a very special part of my day. Now, but as I said, like, it does give me a lot of anxiety when I think about YouTube, because I always think in my head like, oh, I haven't uploaded anything, and then I feel bad about not uploading anything. So then that makes me avoid uploading stuff, and then I feel worse about not uploading, and then it becomes like this self-fulfilling cycle or whatever, where I keep putting off feeling bad about the fact that I have not uploaded anything, which then in turn makes me feel worse and worse and worse about everything. It sucks, and it really permeates a lot of the ways that I have run this channel, where I don't upload anything, I don't read comments, I just really, really neglect it, and that sucks, because I should believe in this effort more than I have, and I do, and I hope that with what I'm about to talk about now, I can, at the very least, turn things around a little bit going forward. So, as part of a I guess around a year-long project, though I haven't been working on it for an entire year. But as part of a project I've been working on for around a year at this point, off and on, I've been trying to find ways to use programming to automate the management of my YouTube channel so that it would allow me to automatically have my updates go out, for example, and it would automatically do everything that I care about with regards to audio editing and playlisting and thumbnails and tags and descriptions and stuff like that. Like, there's a lot of extremely minute details that go into the running of a successful YouTube channel that drove me completely insane. And but then I would feel really bad about not doing them. Like, if I uploaded a video without a thumbnail, I felt really bad about doing that because I knew in my head, like, oh, that's not the right thing to do. It's sloppy, and I mean, it is. Like, that is definitively not like a good way to run things. But it was just a combination of a lot of different factors. Like, I guess laziness was a big part of it, and then also just like the anxiety that I was talking about earlier. However, I have worked very, very hard on a very special project that is going to turn all of that around, and it better, because I really have no excuse if this doesn't end up just being one of the coolest things I have ever made. And that is to say, yeah, I have basically automated the YouTube channel, all of the minute details. Let me rephrase that. I have automated all of the minute details of the operation of a YouTube channel. That is to say, I have automated the creation of thumbnails, the creation of descriptions, the creation of tags, uploading, and soon, it's not in this current version, but soon I will also have playlisting and collaborations, as well as a timestamp of when the videos were recorded, so that you can get a sense of when all this stuff is going up. And I mean, I'm gonna demo this program because I'm very proud of it, and I think that there's probably at least a couple people that would find it really cool to watch. But I just want to say that, like, I really hope for myself and for everybody out there that has been hoping that I'd be uploading stuff, that this will be what it takes to start making new content, to start making better content, and to start making, just in general, more content. One thing that's going to be really great about this is that it's going to drive the quality of what I make up pretty substantially, right? If I am automating the creation of these episodes, I have to follow a very strict format with how I want things to be. Otherwise, I will get, like, errors down the pipeline. And in general, I modeled that after the idea from the world of software called continuous deployment, where you basically have your system set up so that as a developer, it goes straight into production through this sequence of things that you have built up, like automated testing, so that you're ensuring automatically that the quality of what you're making is good. And I believe that we're going to see parallels of that in what I'm making from this point forward, because I have to hold myself to those standards. I have to say, like, if I edit a video and cut it, it has to be of at least a certain length. It has to have its audio levels balanced correctly, and it has to have tags and thumbnails and all that stuff. Like, that's all going to improve, just in general, everything. But I mean, the fact that it's going to be actually out there is already a big improvement anyway, because right now I haven't uploaded anything in 2 months. So yeah, I'm hoping that we really see some great stuff coming out of myself and coming out of this channel going forward. And I guess without any further ado, I'm probably going to switch things over to a display capture real quick and I'm going to talk a little bit about the software itself that I have made. So I'm going to put my glasses on, and you'll see why I don't like to use my glasses whenever I use my webcam, because I don't have flare reduction on my lenses. Alright, so I'm going to switch over to display capture now, and we're going to talk through things a little bit from my end as an owner of all this stuff. So I'm going to pull up my hard drives real quick, and I want to show you that this is one folder I have. It's a terabyte hard drive, and it's full. And it's full of unedited content. Literally, I have this footage folder here, raw footage, that is just a plethora. It's a whole terabyte. There's an entire terabyte of data in here of just episodes that have not gone online. Going back to, I guess, what is it? January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. August of last year. I'm surprised that there's stuff that's recent. What can I say? But hopefully that's not going to be a problem in the future now. So, without any further ado, I have this copy of Eclipse open here, and I have this copy of OBS. So this instance of OBS has been recording alongside the main instance of OBS that I have here. This instance of OBS is not what you're watching right now. It's not producing this specific video. I'm using it for demonstration purposes. Obviously, because I'm going to cut this recording here, and you're going to watch a recording that goes past it. So I'm not a goddamn time wizard or something, and I'm not like bending the rules of space to make this shit happen. It's just a second instance of OBS. So I have this folder here called YouTube data that has a lot of interesting stuff in it. I have a folder called raw, and that's holding my raw recordings that are being built up right now by the two separate versions of OBS. I have a folder called staging, and I have a folder called processed. I also have a folder called series. It contains this single series object called IRL. On Twitch, the vlogging game, so to speak, is called IRL. So I've created a series object that all the software is going to key into when I make this actual episode here. So we have all the sequence of files set up, and I'm going to hit on this recording OBS. I'm going to hit the stop recording button. It's stopping recording. It's computing the MP4 for this, and I'm also going to drag this instance of OBS off. You'll see in the center of my screen, I now have a prompt that says enter the title of this episode. I'm going to call this one, just for my own purposes so I don't get confused with it later, this is going to be Inner Vlog. I don't know exactly what to call it. We'll go with that. But when I hit OK, I'm going to go into the staging folder here. And in the raw folder, you see we only have one recording. So the footage has been moved into the staging folder here with the name of the game, quote unquote, and the episode title that I gave it. Now, I still have OBS running as an instance. I'm not recording anything. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to close this version of OBS just by hitting the X button like normal. And a lot of things are going to happen really, really fast. And I'm going to try to talk through as much as I can, but I can guarantee that it's going to happen a lot faster than I can explain things. So, I'm going to open up another folder here. How do I open in a new window? Aha! There we are. I hate Windows 7, but it's what I got. I gave my copy of Windows 10 to Ladybird. Okay, so I have the staging folder open, and I am going to open up I guess I don't need to open up any other folders for right now. I'm going to open up a processed folder, though, just to have it open. Okay, so I'm going to close OBS now, and be warned, stuff is going to happen very fast. So, I close it, and then within the next couple of seconds, it's going to detect that I closed that instance of OBS, and it's going to start opening up Adobe Premiere Pro right on cue. This is my editing software. The Adobe Premiere Pro instance is going to open up its own encoder. It's going to take the file that was recorded by OBS, and it's going to chuck it into this raw encoder here. And as soon as this is good to go, we're going to see this episode actually being cut out and then encoded into another folder called Processed. And when that happens, it's going to upload it onto YouTube. So I guess this is actually moving a little bit slower than I expected it would, in that it is actually something that you can follow. So this is new software. I have a bit of a bug here. Oh, never mind. It actually is going on its own. Well, great. So this is the thing. I've never run it with a recording that is as long as this one was. This was about like 12 minutes, 13 minutes of footage. So it took a little bit longer to encode things than I expected. And as a software developer, always doing something live is a little bit of a scary instance, because sometimes you get surprised by what you made. In this case, it was a very, very pleasant surprise. So this video is going to take roughly, if we look down here, we have this remaining timer. So this is going to take roughly like 4 minutes in total to run out. And we will, I mean, I'm going to cut this recording, like the real recording, and then when we splice it back together, it's gonna be fully encoded. So nobody's even in Twitch chat right now anyway, because I'm streaming like 3 hours later than I normally do. So what can I say? I was busy actually working on this thing that I'm demoing right now. But yeah, one of the things that one of my mentors told me as a software developer, he said, whenever you demo anything, don't just rely on doing it live. You always want to have screenshots, and you want to have other things set up. Obviously, I don't listen to my mentor very much. But I have absolutely no, this is what you see is what you get. I have nothing else to fall back on if this demo weren't actually going to go through. But luckily for me, it turns out that Adobe programmed their stuff relatively well. And by that I mean writing scripts for Adobe software is a goddamn nightmare. Let me tell you that much. The SDK for scripting, especially Adobe Premiere, is incredibly bad. There is no documentation at all. There is none. The only thing you have to go by is the autocomplete in the editor. So if I type in the name of a function, if I type in the name of an object in the scripting editor for Adobe software, at least in Premiere, it just tells me, like, here's the list of all the functions that it calls. It doesn't tell me anything else about it, which is just goddamn horrible. But I made it work out, and I can talk a little bit about the specific details of how that works. I guess probably in this video. I don't see why not. So anyway, the encoding finished, and as you see, a instance of Adobe Illustrator launched itself. Now, this is a interesting step. What it's doing is it's looking at the IRL series file that I created, and it's finding the path to the thumbnail that I made for this series. I'm using, because this video isn't actually going to go up on YouTube, I'm using a old Valley thumbnail that I just had lying around. And because I didn't clean up the software before I ran it, it thought that this was episode 5 because I've already run this demo without speaking, but I've run through the demo a couple times just to double check to make sure that it would work. I ran through that a couple of times, so this is actually the 5th time that I've gone through this demo, so to speak. So it has gone ahead and created that thumbnail, as I said. I'm gonna pull up a instance of YouTube now. Instance of YouTube. I've been programming all day. While I was doing that, it actually shut down Adobe Premiere already. I can't shut down the encoder for whatever reason. Like, that just doesn't shut itself down. But now the pièce de résistance is if I go onto my YouTube channel and I go, you can see like details about myself there. Whoops, whatever. If I go onto my YouTube channel, you can see that I have an episode now that's scheduled for the 26th, which is 5 days after this was recorded, because this is technically episode number 5. Like I said, I didn't clean everything up for the demo, but this should be a testament towards the fact that this process will work rather than a condemnation of it, because if I've run it 5 times, then yes, you would expect to see that we are on episode number 5. So yeah, that's it. This series doesn't have any tags because I didn't put anything in, because I'm not going to actually create a series out of this. So this was a fair bit of scratch stuff. But this transfers completely into real series. And what I'm going to do to really do like a real solid alpha test of this, and also so that everyone can start appreciating the benefits of it, I'm going to go ahead and record a series. I don't know what, but I'm going to record a series probably starting tomorrow or Tuesday, and it's going to be 100% on YouTube every single day, no misses, until the series is done, or until I stop recording, whichever comes first, I guess. But the point is, it's gonna be there, and I know a lot of people have been saying, like, where's Dark Souls 3, where's Factorio, and stuff like that, and I'm gonna, make an effort to finish those series. I have the footage, I need to edit it, you saw it in that damn folder, but I that won't be a problem anymore. There's no way that I can screw it up. It's done. It's all there. I basically, to wrap it all up, I mean, what you just saw was me hitting the stop recording button on an instance of OBS, and that video is now on my YouTube channel. You saw the entire thing happen. There was no, there were no gimmicks. There wasn't anything that was set up that was like mocks. That was a real, honest-to-God run of the entire pipeline. And I'm really proud of it. And I'm going to switch back over to the webcam now and take off my glasses so I don't have, like, crazy sun eyes. I'm really excited for what this means in the future, because it means that at the very least, I will have stuff going on there, and I won't feel like I'm doing a disservice, because I know it's going to happen, and that's going to make me just feel a lot better about the entire process. And it means that, like, I'm going to be able to play new games and have that just out. I mean, I could, if I wanted to, I could buy a game and probably be, like, one of the first onto YouTube, just because my turnaround is that fast. So I'm hoping that I can just get, like, brand new games, more consistent uploads, better content, better channel management, with better SEO and everything. Like, I'm doing it all because I want to really start to turn things around and start, like, really making stuff that I can feel proud of doing and that you all will enjoy immensely. So I'm looking forward to the future, and I have some very, very positive thoughts about all of this. And if you want to, I am super open to suggestions about what game I should play as a maiden voyage of how I'm going to be doing things from now on. You can leave it as comments, and I'll actually check them. Or, you know, maybe you don't care. That's totally fine too. Just you know, I hope that this will be like a really great corner that I've turned going forward now. So this was a long one, and if you stuck through it all the way through, then you are a true fan. Either that, or you are really, really attracted to me, or both. You know, it's not the exclusive or here, but yeah, if you stuck through all of this, then, you know, cheers, and here's hoping for some really cool stuff. Thanks.